we got a lot of comments that were like really bad, not like in like bad terms or inappropriate. They were just like, what does water taste like at 3 a.m.? I'm like, come on, this is Awesomemay and 24 frames of Nick. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Charm Podcast, and I'm not really going to call this a podcast just yet because I have a history of doing one good episode and then doing no others. Like, I wasn't going to do this podcast, but 24 Frames of Nick, our guest today, said yes, so I'm doing it. I know that probably puts a lot of pressure, but I'll probably do more episodes, but if this one goes well, it might just be the end. I might just forget about it again. But you know him for his video essays, his memes. He's the #1 Sing fan and hater. I don't know. His 1 hour and 14-minute video where he just watched Norm of the North for April Fool's Day. How are you? 24
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. So what got you into Norm of the North? That's our first question.
So Norm of the North really got me into it. Seeing that dang Twitter account just be the most absurd thing to ever happen. And I'm like, I looked at that Twitter account for Norm of the North. I'm like, there has to be something more with these movies.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that they're making 5 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. I don't even know how many.
I feel like more social media should be like Norm of the North.
It's great.
Or like
good.
like only Norm of the North can do that, because I feel like with like all these social medias coming in and trying to do Norm of the North type things where they're like edgy or funny, it's just annoying. But Norm of the North can do it because they're not really that big of a brand.
Because it's so obscure, but somehow so recognizable, and people could just pick up on like the jokes so easy. It's a really fun account.
Yeah, but I think my first actual question is like, what got you into doing movie reviews, like in particular?
Genuinely, a long time ago, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I started it out, my cousin is what got me into movies. Like, he really got me into movies. And so I was like, I want to be just like my cousin. So I just like, I loved the way he talked about movies, but I was like, what if I did it myself and like I put it out on the internet?
Did your cousin have a channel?
No, he's always wanted to make one. Funny enough, like he's like asked me to help him like learn how to do it, and I'm like, I would love to, but we just haven't done it yet.
Because I was watching, like, I was going back to, like, the start of your channel with, like, explaining the story in YouTube Rewind. I don't know why I picked up on that one.
Oh, the start of my channel is, it is a mess. It is all over the place.
We got
me trying to find
BoJack
things
Horseman.
that stick, figure it out. I got Brockhampton videos, like, that's, like, my first video on the channel, even though it's not the first video I uploaded. That's a secret.
But I see a little bit of
the videos are deleted.
I see a little bit of the start where we got BoJack Horseman. That one kind of, and then you got the Goofy movie. Oh, I need to watch that. I just recently watched that movie.
Yeah, that was really me trying to find like what is like good. Like what can I talk about that people will care enough to listen to? With that BoJack Horseman one, that was like the first video. It didn't go like viral, but it was the first video to hit like 4,000 views, and I remember like when it happened, I was going through like a hurricane in Florida. I didn't even have internet like right after I uploaded it, I lost internet and power for 3 weeks. So I couldn't even like follow up with it.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm like weirdly obsessed with comments. Like
it was awful.
I've learned not to take them too seriously, but I love reading comments, and they're just so funny.
It was the first time I was getting like so many comments, and I couldn't like really even like talk. Like all I had was my phone to see how the video was doing, and I was seeing like 1,000 views, 4,000 views, all on my phone without power, like for the rest of the house, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, like I'll never do videos for views, but like once it happens, it's like really like addicting to like look at. It's like there's something like in our brains that just is satisfied with it. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like of course I'm gonna do the videos whether they get views or not.
When you get the views on something that you care about, it feels just like validating. It is the most destroying thing to like really put a lot of work into something and no one seems to care or listen. But then again, that's also something that you need to try to forget.
Yeah, and with YouTube, it's like you never know what does good. Like the video that like I expect to do bad will do like the best. It's weird. Or like the video I expect to do really good does terrible.
Yeah.
Or I'm like also somebody who like I sometimes can predict when a video does good, or like when I make a bad video and I'm like rush it out just because I worked so hard on it. I'm like, oh shoot, I said something wrong 10 times. I pronounced something wrong 10 times. I'm like, okay, I'll like make it an initiative to just not tell anybody about that video, but still post it so I have content.
Oh yeah.
So, but what was I gonna? Yeah, that was the next question. I was gonna ask like what video like started doing good, and then I see your total drama video blew up too. Like,
so there's that total drama video from very early on my channel that was like the big blow up.
Yeah.
But right before that video was a video I did on Ed and Nettie. That it's not on the channel because it got blocked.
Oh, I was gonna
from copyright.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the video that I think blew my channel up initially. Yeah. That got me to like 60,000 subscribers. When I was like working at a movie theater for a couple months. And then I saw that video do like a little bit well, like better than all the other videos, and I quit that job and I just focused on YouTube.
That's awesome. Working at a movie theater would be fun though. I don't.
It was fun, but I signed up to work there when Avengers: Infinity War dropped.
Oh, never mind.
And so it was the worst experience ever. I'm sure like nowadays it would be fine because there's not really movies that are doing that right now.
Yeah,
but
I saw like
working that Avengers was terrible.
I saw like TikToks of people like showing the inside of Sing 2 after the first like screening.
Listen, don't bring up Sing this early, man. I'm gonna go rabid. I'm gonna go insane.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say I got into movie reviews like from TikTok because like I was making TikToks about like movie things, and then those started doing good, and I was like, wait, I could do this on YouTube. Because why am I wasting my time working on like animation type things? And I do kind of miss that I stopped doing animations immediately once I.
Yeah. It's good. You should go back to doing those a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's good to. The reason like I love TikTok in a lot of ways is that it helps people like blow up numbers a lot easier than YouTube is now. But YouTube can provide that sustainability, like especially if you're uploading the longer videos.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep that passion with the animation.
Yeah.
You gotta do it here and there, just to like.
Yeah, I'm planning on like starting
yourself.
to like, cause then I was doing animation and I was like, wait, I wanted to do movie videos, and then now I'm like, oh wait, I would need to work on my art skills. Like that's something I still want to.
Yeah.
Do. So I've been trying. I plan on adding more like lip sync and animation into it. I don't know if have you ever like gotten into animation?
I've always wanted to. I used to just want to be like a VFX artist.
That's pretty sick.
I had like a year in high school where I just took a lot of VFX courses because I went to like a technical school. Mm-hmm. It didn't have sports, but it had like all these like technical programs to learn like web development and VFX. Yeah. And I even did a year of culinary. I could have been a chef and not even make a YouTube channel. You
could have did cooking videos.
Yeah, I could have been a little binging with Babish guy.
Yeah, do you remember like do a review on Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
But
it could have gone a completely different route.
Yeah, and the thing that I was also gonna say with like TikTok, I wanted to like push my TikTok to like YouTube because TikTok is very much quicker with success than like same with Shorts. Like it's like with YouTube, if you make one good video, it can still get views to this day. Like I still have a few videos like my reanimated I did with like a ton of animators that still gets a lot of views. I'm sure like you have videos that still get views to this day.
Oh yeah. Whenever you have that like one video that gets like 10,000 views a week or like 10,000 views a month, it's nice to always see that just continue to grow.
Does your Wimpy Kid, your like biggest video, does that still like?
Oh yeah.
Is there still like people?
That's kind of like slightly paid the bills for the last 3 years. It's like it's just helped. It just hit 10 million like a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's how I found your YouTube channel.
That's how so many people found it, and you'll be excited to know. Like here's a little insider info. I'm making a Diver Wimpy Kid video right now that should come up.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard you're getting into like longer videos. You said, or like that's like something I really want to try, but I would never have the patience for.
When I've done YouTube for like 4 or 5 years now, and it hasn't really felt that long. Like it feels like I'm still in like my infancy stage.
Yeah.
Like I always look at my numbers like, wow, I have 800,000 subscribers, but I don't feel like I do. I feel like I'm just learning how this works still, and I'm really early into all of it, and I'm like such an amateur, but I feel like all the videos that I've made in the past are like 12 minutes, 15 minutes. I feel like I could have done a lot better with them.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I do these hour-long videos, these much longer videos, then I won't ever feel like that in the future, and like these videos will like, I'll always be happy looking back at them.
Yeah, you'll feel more fulfilled. Like with my longer videos, I don't know. There's like a different liking to them than the shorter ones. It feels like a project you're working on. You know,
because there's so much more time going into them, and you feel like you're like training a muscle. Like especially with editing it, like hearing your voice for an hour over and over and over again. Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing why I can't do 1 hour long videos. Because I cannot work on something about something for too long. Like if I was to do longer videos, it would probably be on like mini topics at once, like how I did a video about sequels, because I can even if I love the Lego movie or love something, I'll just get tired of talking about it for too long.
That has actually been like one of my biggest like issues with doing movie reviews and everything. I can never stay on one thing for so long, and the only time when I felt like I was doing like really good on my channel is when like I did that for like short bursts, like when I did the Sing videos like back to back, like all 3 of those little tiny videos.
Yeah,
I had to do those like in that week, or I just knew like I would just like drop it and it would just like be this failed meme.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like sometimes as much as rushing videos is like a terrible idea, sometimes I like have to, or else I'll just get so like stressed making it. It's like at that point there's not much you can really add to it. I'm just throwing this out there. If it sucks, then I'll try harder on the next one. I feel like people take something, like I take YouTube way too seriously, even though my videos aren't like perfect. I just, like in my head I take it way too seriously. I'm trying to like just have more fun with it.
There's so many videos that I wish I've done that I haven't, and like so many ideas that I just never have, and I feel like I just won't ever be able to like in the future because it's not right anymore.
Yeah, I was looking. There's a actual question about that. I need to try to find that. I think they said, I don't know their name, but they said something like, "What's like a video idea that?" Oh yeah, okay. Best idea you never made into a video. Like
there's like, so when I was doing You Don't Remembers or Do You Remembers or anything like that, there's just so many I just didn't touch on. Like I've always, my girlfriend's always been like, you should do a video on Sky High. You should do a video on Sky High. Like she's been really wanting a Sky High video for like 2 years now. And I'm like, one day I will, babe. I promise. And
wait, what is Sky High? Sounds familiar.
It's the superhero Disney movie that came out in like end of 2010s, I think.
Oh.
Very good, very fun, and I think they're actually making a follow-up finally now. But there's so many videos, like when I was doing a certain trend in my channel or anything that I just didn't capitalize on enough, and I just let the time go to waste without fully doing like a series on my channel or anything. And that's like one of the biggest regrets.
I think what like I realized with like movie reviews is that like when I was doing an animation, it was more like just based on my life. I was doing like storytime things, but once I got into movie reviews, there's like so many movies and everybody is suggesting so many different movies, and I'm like, guys, I just started. Hold up, I can't review Pixels or all these yet. I've been wanting to make a video on like every season of like the Lego Ninjago show.
Yeah.
But whenever I've told this to like many people, whenever I have to watch something for a video, I just procrastinate it.
Oh, that for no reason. That is my biggest issue with making like videos. Like I love watching things. I love like just talking about things. But for some reason, when I want to go talk about something, and I'm like, you need to watch this, and I know I will enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
But it's just the process of, oh, but I'm watching it for work, so will I enjoy it as much?
Yeah, because I'm also working on a video about Gumball, and like I watch Gumball all the time.
Yeah.
Amazing World of Gumball, and then suddenly when I'm making a video talking about the characters, I'm like, yeah, I can't. I'll watch it sometime.
I can't.
I'll watch it later.
Yeah, no, I can't. That's me right now with the Diary of a Movie Kid movies. I'm like, I love these movies. I've watched them 1,000 times, but can I watch them while knowing I need to work on them. Like I need to look at them a lot more analytically.
And then you end up watching them and you're like, wait, why did I procrastinate so long? I just wasted all that time. It was fine.
There will be no issue once I actually just sit down and watch them.
Which is why, like, a lot of my videos, I'm sure yours, I just talk about, like, movies I watched, like, 3 years ago that I kind of remember. And I just try. But somebody, Mr. Presley on YouTube asked, what's the hardest thing about reviewing movies? And I have a thing for this. And I think it's, like, coming up with words to say about something. Like, before I was watching movies, my reviews of them were like, oh, that's good, that's bad, and that's it.
Yeah, you can only find so many different ways to say something is bad or something is good. So I like before starting a YouTube channel, I never thought I could like speak well or write well, and honestly making this channel has like helped me become better at that, just like become better at talking, become better at writing. And I've like realized that you just want to do it. Like you just want to keep saying things until like you get annoyed with it, and then you can adjust it, you could edit it, then you could like get better at it. You have to keep training that muscle in your head to like know how to like talk about things. Like if something is bad, you can't just say like it's shit a million times. You have to like figure out ways to describe it, even sometimes describing something literally, like what's going on screen, and then how is that bad, or like how is that good, how is that bad.
Or like if it's from a certain company, like I'll like talk about the company, I'll talk about past movies they made, like lead it up to that thing, just so it like adds on to the video. Like I plan on doing, seeing the Strange World movie, which
same
it might actually suck, but and I had this problem with Lightyear. Like I didn't review Lightyear because I watched it and then I came out like, that was a movie, I don't know what to say. And I'm like struggling. I'm like, how do I make this into a video? I don't know what to say. Cool.
But even sometimes that like very like it's just a movie. Like sometimes people just want to hear you just be like that. Sometimes people want to hear you be indifferent about something. Yeah. Because it really oops, sorry, I hit the mic. It really is nothing special. Like and you could just say that.
Yeah. And like I said,
it's just a part of it.
Bring in comparisons and like good things, pros and cons. That's kind of like what I do. Yeah. But also the same good thing going back to like longer videos is I feel like it's fun. It's more fun to like come up with titles and thumbnails for longer things. Because I know that, like with your like longer videos, you get like a little like they have like a deeper thumbnail to me. Like with your like the masterpiece you never expect with the Captain Underpants movie, I really like that thumbnail.
They're so simple, but so good.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that. It's like
that Captain Underpants video is definitely my favorite thumbnail because it's so simple. All I did was zoom in on the poster and left it ominous, like the masterpiece you never expect. Oh, it's freaking Captain Underpants. Like people want to click on that. Yeah, they want to click on that.
It just comes off like the definition of like a video essay. It like works so well. Even with like the good SpongeBob movie, that was a really good thumbnail.
I had to change that. I wish that was the original thumbnail. I was gonna confront
you on that, but I had that problem too.
I have changed thumbnails a million times. I used to be very good at them. Now I feel like I've lost my way with them. And I'm trying to like find a way to re-grab it. I feel like doing those like just a character in the middle kind of thumbnails for long videos is perfect, because if you have like a 4-minute video and you have that kind of thumbnail, it doesn't really work. But if you do a much longer video with it, it kind of has a different meaning. A much different meaning.
I like the overanalyzing minions. I feel like you just kind of like that was a quickie one.
Yeah, it's simple.
But I don't even change thumbnails to like do better. Like I'll make a thumbnail, like just sometimes rush it out, and I'll look at it. I'm like, wait, that's like a little weirdly positioned. That looks so stupid. Like I just think about what people are gonna see. That I'm like, oh, I didn't draw that well. So I like redo it, and then I'm like, oh, I messed that up again, and then I redo it. It's like. Yeah. And I hate that they've made thumbnails bigger now, so now I notice the mistakes even more.
Oh, and now they're all rounded, man. Like, what if I put like a little secret in the corner and it's gone because it's all rounded? You're ruining my thumbnail.
When they rounded that, I was freaking out. I was like, wait, are these thumbnails changed? I was like, did somebody?
Everything's messed up, man.
I'm not even mad about the things. I just hate how big it is. It's like,
yeah.
I just like how it was far away. It kind of just made everything like look like more. Now I'm like, dang, I don't really have much to show on my channel now that everything's so big.
Yeah. Doing thumbnails are always like, I love them, but I also just hate doing them, especially for a lot of animated movies that I cover or anything. It's hard to find like a really high res like PNG image or anything.
Yeah.
So like going to find like a perfect moment in the movie to like pull them out and put on the thumbnail, it can be so annoying, and it never looks right. Even when I'm doing it, or even if the video performs well, it just never looks right to me. But then when I see that number, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it was okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing I learned. Like, you never know what thumbnail does good. Like, I thought a thumbnail was gonna do better, but then it just made the video fail.
Yeah.
It's like, and like, I like positioning, like, kind of like you. I want it to be perfectly in the middle. I don't know if it's like content OCD or something. I just need it to be perfectly in the middle. Everything has to be straight. The picture has to be good quality.
It has to be a little good quality.
Because, like, if nobody's, like, that's what they're going to judge first, you know? That's what...
Oh, yeah.
And then, let's get, so I saw this question. Center Floyd asked, what do you expect from the 2023 Mario movie?
I expect it to be
I feel like that could be a banger 24 frames a nick video.
I feel like I'm trying not to be, like, too excited about it, because I know Illumination and everything. They've had their track record amongst everyone forever with everything. But then I weirdly like the Grinch movie, because I think it holds more than a lot of people understand about it. Like, I feel like there's a lot of loneliness in the Grinch movie for an Illumination movie. Yeah. And I think they did it really well. And I feel like for the Mario movie, like, will they go above and beyond to make this Mario world, like, alive and vibrant? Or will it just be, like, another little adventure movie where all the, like, backgrounds look pretty, but there's no life in them? I don't know. I'm worried about it.
Yeah, I think I like I don't really care for the plots of Illumination movies, but I think they do have some really good visuals. Like, I really like the visuals in the Grinch movie.
Yeah, just, like sometimes they can look really great, but still just not have that punch to them. Like for Minions, like a lot of the settings look very pretty. Like they're really well done, but they're almost like too well done, like too professional. Yeah, they just don't have like the character of like the worlds that they inhabit.
Yeah, what kind of separates Illumination from a lot of the like Pixar? Like Pixar has good visuals and good plot. You know, not all the time, but and then you got Illumination, which is like good visuals but not really good plot, so it just kind of ruins.
Like you feel like if you watch any Pixar movie, no matter how crap it is, you feel like you could enter that world and like it's a real world that exists. I think that was my biggest gripe with Lightyear, is that they go to like this space planet and it just feels
it felt so boring for like a Pixar movie.
So boring. It was supposed to be like a grimy, gross, like horror kind of planet. They could have done so much more with it. They could have done so much more with it.
With Pixar movies, I feel like they have this like phenomenon feel to them. Like there's just like universal effect to them, like with Monsters Inc. And I know for some reason there's been like this whole like switch up on Pixar all of a sudden. I don't know if you noticed that, where like everybody's like starting to be like, oh, Pixar might not be that good anymore. Like they're flopping, and
it's like people have been saying that for almost a decade now, and it doesn't matter how good one of their movies might be that come out, they'll just immediately forget that if the next one is like a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
they'll just like immediately forget that.
And like it's kind of a hypocrite for me to say that, but I feel like everybody is a movie critic on like Twitter and social media now too.
Like Lightyear might have been okay, like it might have been just but then like Soul, I honestly thought was like almost perfect. And then like everyone's like, oh, Pixar sucks now because of Lightyear, but like I really love Soul, and that was like 9 months before it.
Yeah, guys, we had Luca. I mean, they're still like putting
like how
quality.
Much can they do? Well, like to please everyone. That it's they do so much that is so great, but then they do the little one fuck up and everyone's like, oh god, they fell off.
Then I've seen people like I think Illumination's better than Pixar now. I'm like,
yeah, because they had like Minions 2 blow up. That's it. That's it.
I felt,
and then people try to justify Sing because of the music, and I'm no.
I felt really bad making a video about like that I didn't really love Rise of Gru because everybody was like hyping it up, and I was like, oh, I'm ruining the fun. But like, what's gonna last longer? Like an honest review, or a TikTok
it's so
trend?
Weird. The culture behind that is when you don't like something that is like generally loved right now, people will actually attack you and make you seem like the worst person to ever exist. Like, when I made a video not liking the Tom and Jerry, new live-action movie, and I said that Tom and Jerry was kind of irrelevant nowadays, even, like, and you could debate that all you want, that's fine, that's what you should do, but then people were just, like, wanting me dead for that. Like, just because I'm like, I didn't really think Tom and Jerry was that relevant anymore. People wanted me dead. Like, it was insane.
Well, the also thing is, like, people don't understand that, like, I don't mean like, I did a video about forgettable movies where I was like, oh, Over the Hedge is kind of forgettable. And for some reason, if you say forgettable or not really good, YouTube users or kids think you're saying, oh, this sucks. This is the worst movie ever. They think I'm saying that.
My word is not like the final word. I'm dumb. I'm just a guy who got lucky, and I just like try to inspire things and make people feel things sometimes here and there, like feel a little interested or like a little love for something or a little hatred for something. But I'm just a guy who got a little bit lucky. That's it.
And like sometimes we'll write something and then just like, oh wait, I don't really actually agree with that, like after posting the video. But like people think every opinion is set in stone.
Oh yeah, like you change over time.
Yeah,
years and years, like on my channel and stuff. I like so many opinions are different. So many opinions are different. There's so many things like, even just the way you make videos in general. Like, you wish you could do them better and talk about them better. Yeah. Give more love to them. Give more hatred to why you didn't like something, you know. You grow, and people just don't realize that.
Also, with movie reviews, it's, like, another hard thing with doing movie reviews. It's really hard not to, like, contribute to everybody else's opinions. It's, like, really hard. It's, like, when I was starting, I was like, oh, I don't want to say this movie's bad. There's people that like this. Or I need to say this movie's good because people like this movie. And I'm like, completely denying my...
Especially on that, like, not even, like, just, like, agreeing or disagreeing with someone in general. Like, it's the fact that, like, God forbid you do a movie review on the same movie as someone else around the same time. Like, God forbid. There's this... I'll reference him, like... But Ellis Mark.
Oh, okay. Why was I thinking of Ellis Mark? This is weird.
Me and him did a Barnyard video I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah. We did a Barnyard video at the exact same time. Neither of us knew that we were both working on a Barnyard video. Yeah. But I put mine out first, and he got so much hate for no reason, just because he accidentally made a Barnyard video at the same time as mine. And I'm like, why are people so mad? We both thought of the same movie at the same time.
You guys didn't create Barnyard 2 times.
Yeah. Like, either of our videos don't mean the other one is worse or better. It just doesn't make sense that we both, like, thought of the same thing at the same time and people got mad at that. Like, how dare you?
I'll have people, like, DM me, like, after a video is made and, like, hey, can I talk about this movie? I'm like, what? I don't own it.
It's a movie. We didn't make the movie. We're just talking about the movie. We didn't make the movie. We don't own copyright on anything. We are just discussing it, reviewing it, critiquing it.
Yeah, and the only problem is when you're, like, doing the exact same title and thumbnail. Like, that gets a little weird. Like, I'm sure I think I've seen one person like do my exact same title and thumbnail like outlet, and I was like, I commented out because I couldn't help myself. I was like, wow, this is like really familiar. Like, just so,
if people see that, like, if you go into the same reviews, like you click both reviews and you guys happen to be saying like the exact same things, that's kind of weird. Yeah. Like, if you guys make the exact same points about the exact same moment in the movie, then that's pretty, like suspicious. Like, ooh.
But, like, if you're just saying what you think, every video will, you know, be a little different, even if they're similar. Because, you know, there's bound to be more than one person to have the same opinion on something. Everybody's watching the same movie.
It's so hard to avoid that. Like, if that's just the consensus about a movie, then you're just gonna probably say the same thing as well, and then people will like just kind of like just I don't. People are just so weird about the culture of reviewing movies. They take everything as like fact when it's not. Even if people joke about that, this is a fact of what I'm saying right now. Like that's just a joke. It's just a joke. I'm just like I'm saying what I mean is correct because I'm just joking around.
Yeah, I think I asked that before we started this, but I was like people like just not like mostly. I'm not gonna say kids are stupid, but like I feel like they don't understand sarcasm with things. Do you get get a lot of comments about like if you say like Sing 2 sucks and like because like obviously to like somebody who gets jokes that will come off very like kind of sarcastic. I mean it's true to an extent, but like over dramatic is a better word.
Yeah, if I'm saying like I want the animators executed, I don't mean that literally. I don't. They're just normal people who animated a movie that I didn't like. That's it. I hope the best for them.
Or sometimes people will comment like, "This is clickbait." I'm like, no, clickbait is if you said I hate Sing 2 and then didn't talk about Sing 2. That's clickbait.
Yeah.
But if you say
people are so weird about that clickbait stuff because. I just, like, of course we want you to watch the video. We're going to do anything to get you to watch the video and feel, like, validated and survive because, like, we need, like, sometimes our bills paid to make, that's why we're making videos sometimes.
And, like
clickbait is fine. It's fine. It's fine to get, like, an appealing thumbnail and title to get people to click the video. It's just, like, the only thing you should be mad at is if the video had nothing to do with what you clicked on.
Yeah. Because, like, if I just, it's just, like, people are not going to click on if the thumbnail is just, I liked Sing 2. Or, like, I didn't like Sing 2.
No, you have to exaggerate. You have to say it's a disaster. It's the worst thing ever. It was terrible. It made my mom cry.
Because that's more fun. That's more fun to edit, too.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you feel like you're having a good time. Okay, it's good to exaggerate about things.
Yeah, I'm looking for more comments. These are just terrible. What supervillain? What are these people on? People are just commenting, "Yo, congrats, man, guys."
Yo, congrats, man. Yo, congrats.
I appreciate that, but let's get put a question after that, please. Would either of you two ever consider making ranking videos? Have you made a ranking video yet?
I've always thought about it. I've always thought about making like a ranking video or like a tier list kind of video. But I honestly kind of haven't really like pursued doing that because I feel like I want to talk about things more when I do that, and I feel like I would just like lose track of the ranking itself if I was like if I started like talking about things and why I'm ranking them, it would just go on for way too long.
Yeah, ranking videos get like really long, and long videos are good, but you don't want to feel like you're like not stopping your sentence or talking about a specific topic. And I still do ranking videos sometimes, but they're mostly just like a way to set up the video and not really like only the ranking. Because I think I named like a video like ranking every Lego movie, and then I realized, wait, I'm not even ranking about these. I'm just talking about them in a row.
I'm just talking about them, which is fine, yeah. And it brings people in to watch it and enjoy it.
But ranking sounds a lot better than explaining.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to even be exact because like you're still saying which is your favorite probably, right?
Yeah.
You're still being like, this is why I love this one more than the other one. And that's a form of ranking. You know, you're just not putting it on the S-A-B tier.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, what is Doodle Soup asks, what is one movie trope that you enjoy even if it's overused?
Right now it's like the gruff like father type figure. Like I really like the gruff father. Like in Luca, the one guy with one arm. The dad with one arm.
That was the best character. I wish we got more
my favorite
of them.
character. Whenever I see something like that in a movie, like it gets another point from me immediately.
Yeah. I can't. Let's see.
Like Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs, like the guy with the unibrow, his dad. I love it. I love it so much.
Those are the best character designs.
They're so good. They're so good.
I can't think of like a trope that is really overused. I like a lot of like revenge in like not even like animated movies. I just like revenge tropes. I think those are pretty cool.
I am a sucker for lately like especially in video games, there's been like a trend with like, I really want to get revenge on this person, but then they end up not. I really like that. Like, people get so mad at that. Like they really don't like when like it's a revenge story, but they don't get revenge in the end. I'm like, I'm fine with it. There's so many other stories that have the revenge at the end, and it is like satisfying both ways for me.
Yeah. What video game are you playing currently? Like, how have you been playing?
I just finished a new God of War, and that was like the same way.
I'm like not a video game person. I can only play like a video game for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I miss
like licensed video games so much. I miss when there was like a video game for every animated movie to come out, every TV show.
I remember I remember there being a Toy Story game. I saw someone do a video on a Toy Story game.
3 was my favorite game ever. I love Toy Story 3's video game. I like it so much more than a movie.
I want to play. I was trying to remember if it was a Lego game, but I don't think it was. For some reason, anytime I think of a licensed game, I think of Lego games.
Yeah, they're like the last of them, pretty much.
Yeah, I think they did
licensed stuff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there's an Incredibles Lego game, but I don't know if it was good. I never got into it.
I miss licensed video games, man. They used to just make enjoying movies and shows like a lot more like. Because if you didn't get enough of a world, you could just go into the video game, and even if it was like a half-assed video game, it still like deepened your love for everything about it.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of missed potentials with games and like movies. I don't know, or like video games that could become movies. There's a lot of missed potential. I mean,
like earlier today, I was looking at the Monster House video game, and I'm like, in the movie, they really like didn't explore the house as much as you think. But in the video game, you go through and through the house, and it's so cool.
There's actually a Monster House video game?
It's very cool. It is a very cool video game.
I'm looking at this. This looks sick.
You get to explore the house and see more of it, and it kind of like deepens your love for the movie itself.
I need to watch Monster House. I was always scared by the animation.
It's so good. I think the animation is actually held up in a way for me. And that's another thing for like changing of opinions. In my old Monster House video, I think I don't like it, but I actually really, really like the animation.
Yeah, the next question on the Studio So person, they said, what was one movie that you loved as a kid but may dislike today? Oh wait, no, that they said you loved as a kid but may dislike. I thought it was the opposite. Okay.
Oh, what I don't like today?
Yeah, but you liked as a kid. I feel like every movie I've watched.
Polar Express, and I've made that like a thing on my channel that I really hate Polar Express now.
I can't get into Shrek again. I always thought
really.
I always thought everybody that likes Shrek is joking. Are they not?
No,
I thought
Shrek
that was
great,
like a
man.
meme. I thought that was like
I cried to Shrek.
I thought Shrek was the Morbius before the Morbius, where everybody was like, "This is really good."
Maybe for the first one at least, but not Shrek 2, man. Shrek 2 is genuinely a nearly perfect movie, and I have cried to it a lot.
My problem's only with like the first Shrek. I don't find it like that crazy, life changing. I just find it like very like simple. And I wasn't able to I can't get into like a lot of DreamWorks movies for some reason.
Yeah.
I feel like they're too good, maybe.
DreamWorks is always very hit or miss. Like, for me, they could be insanely hit or insanely miss.
Cause I always like I always never watched Megamind just because of the animation for some reason. But I was missing out because I recently watched it and it's really good.
It's great. It's awesome.
I just judge DreamWorks movies based on just the look of them, and I need to stop that because
I always liked the look of them simply because like I remembered it like a lot more, even if it was ugly. I feel like it really stuck in my head for all of their character designs. Like it could like have just not aged well or just be super ugly or anything, but it sticks in my head a lot.
Yeah, I think my thing is like I really like colorful movies, like Lego Movie, a lot of Pixar. Luca I really liked because it was so colorful, and I feel like DreamWorks really did that with Captain Underpants. But a lot of their other movies are very like more grittier, with their style a little darker per se. I thought Croods 2 was like freaking draining in color, but
I heard that was good. I haven't seen it yet though.
Cruise 2, you haven't seen Cruise 2?
I haven't seen Cruise 1 or Cruise 1.
Those would have been perfect for 24 frames you to watch.
Maybe one day. I've always wanted to do like a giant DreamWorks retrospective or anything.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
On all of the movies. I had like an idea to do all of the, like, every single Disney Channel movie ever. Every single one of them.
It would be fun to like work on one big video throughout the year while you're working on other videos. That's something I want to try with my if I do the Ninjago video I want to do.
You should definitely do that because it feels very fulfilling. Because eventually, when you get that big video done, you just feel so good. Like,
yeah,
it's so fulfilling as a content creator.
I have to work on like multiple videos at once for some reason. That's usually never works out because then you're focusing on one and then forget about the other one, and it's like this big thing. But like, I just get so tired of working on one video.
I've wanted to do that exactly, but I end up going the wrong route. And whenever I'm like, I'll work on this video while working on another video, I end up dropping the first video entirely, and then that ends up just never coming out. And I'm really trying to get past that, and I'm really trying to stick to the multiple like workflow, and because like it's just much healthier to do while working on things, and I just need to stick to it.
Yeah, and if you do, like, I think it actually makes it worse when getting things done when you have more than one video working on. Because sometimes you'll just end up finishing none of them. That could also happen. So
yeah,
or maybe like two. It will be my max. It will be my max.
Yeah.
Somebody said all of your videos are amazing. And then they asked you, what is what did they say? Yeah, will you be making any longer type videos similar to the SpongeBob one you made? Which I think you answered that, but
I plan to already have started that in like August, but you know, life comes and gives you different like, you know, challenges. So I wanted to do that already, like after the SpongeBob video. I wanted to do a lot more hour-long type videos like that, but I just haven't been able to yet. But I'm saying right now, next year is going to be insane for that on 24 Frames of Nick channel.
Wait, can I ask you about the Wimpy Kid video, or is that a secret?
I mean, no, you could ask.
Like, how, like, are you going to be talking about, like, all of Wimpy Kid, or, like, just, like, specific movies, or, like...
Just like, the main original, like, trilogy of, like, the first three movies that came out.
Oh, sick.
Just, like, giving the most love to them I can. Trying to get that to be like an hour-long video, and then after that I am really pushing to do like a 4-hour 5-hour video on the entirety of Infinity Train. I really want to do that. Like, I just want to cover every single episode in that show, but I'm trying to get that out before the year ends. It's like, it's gonna be so tough.
What? Wait. I feel like Jeff Kinney is getting like really bad luck with his movies now. Like he got really lucky with the first three.
He loves making Dairoomba Kid. He loves writing the books.
Yeah.
And he still is happy about these new animated movies, but they're just not the best. They're not. And I'm glad to see him happy and still have his love for like the thing that he creates. But these new ones are just they really just lack the things that made the original special. There's so much that they just don't have, and especially with this new one that's about to come out in like 2 weeks, I don't think it's
like
gonna be
animated
good.
Wimpy Kid could be so good. Why does it like not like finished, or like, also I was like kind of having hope, okay, maybe they'll do better for the second one, but I feel like the second one is coming way too soon for it to actually look like it had work into it. Like, just like the first start of the trailer, like the background it's just so boring, which is so disappointing.
If you want the books to be like animated beat for beat into like a very short movie, that's what they are, but they're kind of worse ways to experience the books.
I remember they showed like a sneak peek like a long time ago to like they were making a Cabin Fever animated movie. Like, did you see that?
I think I did, yeah.
Like,
it looked pretty good, right?
Yeah, what happened to that?
Sad.
And he also said that he plans on making a movie for every single book, and I'm like, oh, how about we make one good one for one book? That would be so much better.
I feel like, I guess doing this route is the only way that he could do that for every single book, because
Yeah.
it would be insanely costly to include every single book into a movie that's like actually like expansive and good, because like the original trilogy, they have the books mixed together. Like Roger Gould's has like the last straw like mixed in with it and stuff, which, you know, it irked me as a kid, but I understand it now. I understand why they included multiple books into one to get it to be like a full-length movie, because the books are kind of short.
Yeah.
But these routes of doing, like, if they want to do every single book as this kind of format, I don't know, man.
I wonder how much is he like. I wonder if he's actually working on these movies, or do they just have the ideas? Like, is he directing these, or? Because I feel like if I was the creator of Wimpy Kid and I saw those movies, I'd be like, guys, stop right now.
Just stop right now, please.
And
it's not it.
He's talked about like really loving Spider-Verse on his Twitter and stuff. So I'm like, Jeff, like, you know what's good.
But those take so much time, and like I've like followed like the directors behind those and the animators behind those, and them like in the animation studio like every single day posting like, we just got this one frame done, like, woohoo! And there's so much heart and care put into like 5 seconds of those movies, and these Diary of a Wimpy Kid videos, like these animated versions, are just not. I don't think they have that much.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it would be way more like fulfilling for the Wimpy Kid brand if they just worked on one good one and then maybe did another good one in a few years. But
because what is there? 11 books now. How many books are there? 15.
Yeah, so I recently got the newer one. I still need to read it. I read like 10 pages, but they have like lots of potential for animated movies. So I feel like it's just another one of those. Disney Plus is really like, I don't know. I feel like Disney Plus is just taking whatever they can, like with like the Buck Wild thing.
The Disney Plus like I it used to be exciting for me when I saw that they were gonna reboot Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Night at the Museum, Cheaper by the Dozen even. Like, I was excited for all of that, but it all just seems insanely like half-assed. Like,
it feels like they just need something on their platform, so they'll just literally do whatever. They don't care if it's good. It just needs to like add to the platform.
It wouldn't get me, if I was a kid watching all of it. It wouldn't get me that excited. It just doesn't feel that special.
Let's see. Okay. This next question is from Random Pineapple. I don't think I need to say their names, but I feel bad just like taking their questions. But what do you think will happen to Disney in 3 to 10 years?
I think they're just gonna. Honestly, I think they're just gonna continue down this route of just putting the most content out without the most passion anymore, because they don't really need to. There's nothing that's pushing them to like really give a quality control to anything anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they've like really, they're still in their thing where they're like, they've realized that they've made so many good things a while ago, and now they're just kind of using that.
There's no reason to like prove their name for anything. They don't need to push their brand or anything, because they are the brand that exists. So they could just make as much content without any thought.
And
anymore.
they could just literally keep talking about how they made Lion King, and then do another Lion King thing, and so that's just what they're gonna keep on doing. Like, oh yeah, we made this, by the way. Let's do a quick special. Like, come to Disneyland, and then
it's like I always think about, there's this like, whenever you're making something, whenever you're a creator or anything, there's this like big motivation, especially like if you like grew up poor or anything, where you like, I need to do this because rent is due, and I'm going to make it the best thing I've ever done, and people are gonna love it because of that, and it's really gonna push me to like keep making things, because I need to pay the bills, but also I want to feel really good while doing it. And Disney just doesn't have that anymore. Marvel doesn't have that anymore. Like, when you just make things for the sake of making things, why should other people care? And I felt that with my own channel, like especially a lot recently, which is why I want to move to these longer videos, because I want to make people care again.
Yeah, I'm trying to like reach. I don't know. I feel like numbers is like a good and bad thing, because it makes everything a little more serious. And I just like want to literally make whatever, and I don't want to think that hard if it Like, of course I'm gonna still make the good things, but I don't want to think too hard about what people are gonna think of literally every little thing that's stated.
It's a hard balance to find something that's fulfilling while also people care about. It's an insanely hard balance.
Back to the Disney thing. I watched the documentary a while ago on like how they were making Frozen 2, and it looked so exhausting.
It's terrible.
They would not delay the movie at all.
They're just
it was
pushing them to make it as fast as they can. It's oh my god.
Because it was almost Christmas, so they were like, okay, we have to. I was like, while I was watching the documentary, I was like, guys, how about delay it? How about next Christmas?
And that's just another reason why I say that movie sucks and other movies like that suck, because they are just pushing these people to get their job done rather than like really caring about what the job is. Like, you're an animator, you're making a movie for like millions to see, and you can't even really put that much into it because your like boss above you is like yelling at you to get it done. Like, you just need to do this for the sake of doing this, pretty much.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, sure, you get it out for Christmas and it's like you got a big movie, but like it's not gonna be timeless. Like, same with the Wimpy Kid movies. Like, at least you're getting something out on Disney Plus, but it's gonna be forgotten in like a few weeks.
Like, it's a miracle that we got those original Wimpy Kid movies when we did, because we got them back. I say this in the video I'm making, but we got them back to back to back. Like, year after year, those 3 movies came out, and that's super rare to happen. And it's the difference between making something like to get it out because you're being told to, and when you like really, really want to.
Yeah.
When you like push the grind because you really want to, or like someone's just telling you to do it and you have an obligation to.
I feel like the first 3 Wimpy Kid movies are like very like a time and place thing to why they did so good. I feel like it's a very much like same with the Harry Potter movies. If those movies happened 10 years later with a new cast, it would not have done good. With the Wimpy Kid movies, if those happened 10 years later, it would have not done good. I feel like it was just so perfect timing with everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like for Frozen 2, if they wanted to get it out right after the first Frozen, and they were like, we have an idea, we have a story, and they just immediately got to work on that, that would have been great. Like, if they immediately got to work on that, they spent time on it because they had an idea of where they wanted to take the story, that would have been great. But no, they just had an obligation to get it out instead.
I was gonna what's your opinions on Toy Story 4?
I think it's the best ending to the series. I think it's better.
Have you
than
done
3.
a video on Toy Story 4?
No, I that was one of the videos where I'm like, I really want to do this, but I wonder if I ever will.
Yeah, I saw somebody did like a 10, I don't know, it's like a 4-parter about how bad Toy Story 4 is, and they're like, no offense to them, I'm sure they have some good points, but like they were like literally analyzing every little scene. I was like, well, no wonder you're gonna dislike this.
For me, it's the opposite. Like, I think everything about Toy Story 3 is terrible except for the ending. That's just my like hard opinion on it. And I know if I ever make a video like that, people are gonna like want me dead. They like just because I have an opinion on something that they love, but it's just how I feel. And I feel like Toy Story 4 was this weird like new ending to a series that already had an ending, but I think it should have been the original ending. I think it was
I don't understand anybody who says that like they didn't need it, because I don't know, I thought it did add a lot. I mean, I wish we got more of the other characters, because I feel like that would have probably made the movie even better if we got a little more like, I feel like they forgot about Jessie and the other characters.
3 barely focuses on anybody, and it doesn't have any like character itself until the end. And Toy Story 4 just has so much, like, from beginning to end in that movie, so much character,
and the animation in Toy Story 4 is so good, like so it's appealing to my eyes.
And that's just something that people will say is a cash grab. They made it just to make money because they didn't know what else to do. But I watched that and I feel like they had a story that they really wanted to make, and they just couldn't let it go to waste. Well, they really wanted to make this, and I feel like that's why they made it.
Well, and my thing is, like, even if they were doing it for the money, they still made it good. Like, I don't care if anybody's doing anything for money as long as it's good.
the difference between Lightyear and Toy Story 4, like they made Lightyear to attach it to a brand that they already had, and they made Toy Story 4 because they had a story while also attaching it to a brand that they, know will be successful.
So the problem really isn't like the cash grab, because I'm okay with any cash grab. Even like the Lego movie was a little bit of cash grab for Lego.
It's all about the intent behind it.
If it's still good.
If you want someone to walk away like really feeling like what they watched like kind of changed them in some way, kind of made them happy, like made them feel passionate about something, even if it was an advertisement, can it like have something deeper inside of it?
Yeah. Is there somebody commented, is there any canceled movie that you would want to be made? And I just wanted to answer this with what is it? The Shadow one? Me and My Shadow. Have you heard of it?
No, which one is that?
The DreamWorks canceled movie, Me and My wait, is it called Me and My Shadow? I think it's like something about shadows.
Look at this. Me and My... Oh, I think I remember seeing this. I completely forgot about it though.
I don't know what happened. Maybe
I remember seeing the animation tests for this.
Yeah, that would be. They have so much. I heard they have like so. I also, with the HBO Max thing, I wanted to touch on. Apparently, Scoob 2 was finished, but they're not gonna put it out. Which I'm just like.
Part of the Warner Bros. Garbage.
Yeah,
stuff.
like that's so messed up. They finished that entire movie. I don't even care if it's bad. Like they finished it, and like even when they said HBO Max told them that your movie's not being made, they still went and like touched up everything.
Yeah.
That's like, oh.
That's so depressing.
Somebody said that, I don't even know what happens. Somebody said that like it can't ever come out. And I'm like, why? I think I'm stupid. I'm trying to.
For me, I think canceled movies, it was that like before Illumination really fell into its hole and loop of just like doing the same thing over and over again because it's easy. They originally were gonna make like a stop motion Addams Family movie, and just like learning about that and seeing everything behind it, it just makes me sad that never happened. And instead, Addams Family went to this terrible animation studio that's not Illumination, and it's just so
well,
bad.
who's that made by? I'm still trying to tell people.
I think just MGM Animation.
Every time I try to talk about it, I'm like, wait, is that I'm trying to tell them who made this.
It's like, I think it's just MGM Animation. It's terrible.
The thing with like, this kind of goes same with Illumination, but like even with Addams Family movie, I feel like their characters are just ugly.
Yeah.
But even with like Illumination, I feel like sometimes it works with like Macho. Not Macho. Wait, what's his? Is it Macho Man? Who is Macho? Why am I?
Macho Man.
Who? That's not a character. Who? Despicable Me 3 villain. What is that guy's name?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, not the. No. I think it's Despicable Me 2.
Yeah. The guy that owns the restaurant.
That looks like Mario. Yeah.
Yeah. That. I feel like Despicable Me.
Oh, El Macho.
Like,
I was close.
Yeah. It could have been a series that like is loved a lot more than it is, despite like yes, there's love for the Minions and all that. There's a lot of stuff like before the movie came out that it just sounded like Illumination would have been one of those insanely passionate studios, but they just never went that route.
Despicable Me was like so good, where he's like floating in space, he got his mission done, and then he sees the note from his girls.
Yeah,
that is still like one of my favorite.
One time where you see like some passion in the series.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I still think the Mario movie is gonna be way better than anybody expects.
I have hope for it, but I'm a little worried about it.
Because I see like everybody. No, I've seen like people saying like way too much hate on it already, and I'm like, okay. And after the trailer, that kind of slowed down. But I've also seen people say that the movie's gonna flop. I'm like, it might do bad. It's
not gonna flop. I don't.
It might be a bad movie, but like bad movies, like Illumination's made bad movies and they make billions. That's like the one thing we should all agree on. It's not gonna flop. I don't know why people keep saying that. I think they mean
genuinely. It could be one of the most boring movies ever, but it's going to make the most money probably Illumination has ever had.
Yeah.
But it still could be the most boring movie ever made.
I think and like just from that clip, I think it could be good, but I think just because of those clips doesn't mean it will be good. Like they've had like good, like everybody's. Then I saw people going too far and saying it's gonna be the best movie after that trailer. So I'm like, yeah,
like whoa, dude, whoa.
Let's just stay moderate until we see it, because even if it's like really good animation, that could be the only entertaining parts. And like judging by the like clip where like they're throwing snowballs at him and it's like kind of slows down, that's still like not too funny. Let's like.
Yeah, that's like Illumination kind of lame, easy jokes. Not much thought into it. Let's just wait a little bit.
One thing that recently happened on Disney Plus that disappointed me, but like, okay, so Studio Ghibli, I always struggle saying their name. Is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
I think it's Ghibli.
Okay, Ghibli. But they said that they put like a teaser with their logo in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, from one of the episodes of Visions, I think.
What? Wait, what?
Is it for one of the show, like the Star Wars animated show?
Maybe, but they put out like this short for what, I don't know what its character's name was, but the way they set it up is like everybody was like thought it was going to be a movie or like a show or something, and it was like a 3-minute short clip. So I'm like really like I don't know, unsatisfied. It was still a really good clip. I mean, it was just his character running, but the way they set it up, like everybody thought it was gonna be this huge like event or movie or thing. So it was like.
I look at that and I'm like, it's just like an easy way to bait people and have you like check out their service without like them really doing the most. It's too much love for a name without like holding any expectations for yourself. Like you gotta respect yourself and just like wait till you see something, man. Because
people were commenting, Star Wars Studio Ghibli is gonna look so awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be a full-length feature. And then it was like
all you saw was the logo.
And then I stayed up until like 2 a.m. I was like, I want to see what this says. And then it was just like a short of this character dancing. I was like, at least I feel like there's like this. I feel like a lot of companies are hyping themselves up way too much for something so simple. Like
they do that so much, and that's why I feel like a lot of people are probably doing with the Mario.
Yeah, it's gonna have the poster looks really cool, but it could just be so boring. But I think they're having another trailer coming soon at like a game thing. So maybe we'll get to see more. I want to answer this question. Somebody said, where do you see your channel in 5 years? Like, do you have any plans for other things or on your channel?
Hopefully with all of these videos that I'm planning to make, I just hope like in these 5 years they actually all come out. Hopefully in 5 years I hope to like reinvent myself in a way and like capture the magic that I had when I first started uploading.
Are you like interested in any career above YouTube, or is YouTube like?
I've always been like really curious about pursuing voice acting. I feel like it would be something that I would really enjoy. But I'm always like, am I good enough for voice acting? Could I ever figure that out? But the thing is, I need to like try it first.
Yeah,
before I even determine that for myself.
The main problem like a lot of people struggle with is like starting. I struggle with that too. Like YouTube I can do because it's like on the tip of my fingers, but like I don't think YouTube will be my last goal. Like I definitely want to get into the movie industry someday, but that's like but the problem is like it's hard to start when it's not that reachable. Like YouTube's so reachable, so that's easy for me to start, but like I want to be like a director or do something like that, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. I went to film school for a semester, and because I really wanted to get into the film industry and direct things, but then I got into the YouTube channel and everything, and I feel like I lost my way a little bit, like of wanting to go back into that passionate thing.
That'd be awesome.
With making films, and maybe one day I'll like pursue that again. And that's the best thing about having like a YouTube channel, especially like one that people are watching a little bit, is that you could try out something like that on it. Yeah. And even if it doesn't get like the views as like your normal videos, you could see what people's like reception to it is,
and also thing
how you're doing it.
I also kind of picture of YouTube like a little portfolio for if I want to do things in the future, because like social media definitely does help sometimes with things, you know, if I like want to do that. And it's also something I can do now, so even if I do like get into a actual career, I'll definitely still like update YouTube, because it's just like a fun thing you can do. Like I always dream of like one day like I just have
the most money in the world, like no money. I will never need like money again to like pay bills or anything. But like I feel like I'll still want to like work on YouTube videos just to feel good about it. Just like because I just want to talk about things, and like it's like the best outlet to keep making things without any pressure.
Yeah, I don't know how people like get rich and then just don't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like with like I watched a video about Notch's like once Minecraft did good, he like sat back and like gave it to people, and I was like, as like somebody who's like creative, like even if I had millions of dollars, I would still be like so bored, like that it would just not mean anything.
I feel like with my like if I was a millionaire, if I had all the money I could think of, I feel like I would use that time that I would have to really be passionate about things that I couldn't make if I didn't have money, or I couldn't do if I didn't have money. Like I could just pursue different like outlets of life that I never could before, make different things that I never could before, maybe pursue learning how to animate because I have so much time on my hands now, hiring people that can animate and see what they can do and stuff like that. Like if I had the money to do that, like I would just
I think money I think money should only add on to your big hobby or your career.
If I had like the most time, most money in the world, I would just want to help other people out and what they want to make. I like, oh my god, that's another dream I've always had, like producing. I feel like that's one of the coolest like little jobs you could have in the industry, because you're basically just like
I don't know
helping someone make something.
I'm still trying to figure out what a producer is, like what they exactly do.
It's really just like funding in a way, from my understanding of it.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, I'm really rich and I'm giving you some money, and I want to see how you make it, and I'll be like helping you on the like throughout the way.
Or like film editing would be cool, like getting to like decide like where things go. I mean, it'd be super complicated, but I think it would be fun to try out. Is there like I wonder if there's like multiple people with editing movies, because in the Frozen 2 documentary there's like, here's our editor. I'm like, wait, are there like multiple? Is this like one guy like editing all these clips together, putting everything together?
I've always dreamt about like what if I was like a guy who made an animated movie by myself? Like I was the voice actor, the editor, the animator, like
the Onward thing where that guy made Onward.
But like I would have to spend so much time on that.
I was thinking about this the other day, that it would be fun to like make a rip-off movie and not tell anybody.
Oh my god!
That, like a big joke. I think that would be
maybe I'll make a rip-off of Sing.
What?
Just to do it.
Write that down.
And it'll be the shittiest covers you've ever heard.
And don't tell anybody you made it until like a month after everybody's like made their little video essays on it. Maybe Danny Gonzalez will make a video on it.
Sang. I'll just call it Sang.
Wait, you're onto something.
Dude, okay. No one. If you're watching this, don't steal my idea, please.
I also had this idea, like, what if I could just make if I ever have money one day, I'm gonna make the worst animated movie and try to get it into like one theater and then see people's reactions to it. Like, what is this?
Yeah, it could be like one of the stories of like how it made $10 in the box office.
Yeah, I've seen this YouTube video where this guy like tricked people into thinking they landed at the wrong airport. And I was like, oh, that would be so fun to do something like that, like create it, like, or some people will like, I think it was the same guy, he also made like a TikTok pretending to be Harry Styles, and like people said, is this Harry Styles? I think that would be so funny to do. Salty, somebody asked, are you into Marvel? I think you've done like a video on Thor and stuff.
I used to be a lot more into Marvel. I used to watch every movie that came out like religiously. I see them like opening night and everything, and I used to be like very excited, and I watched all the shows and everything. But I think I've just like grown bored, and I'm just waiting for the next like.
I haven't watched any Marvel movies, so what is your problem with the new ones?
The new ones,
somebody who's actually watched them.
They really just feel like really fast. Like they're making them too fast, and while like. There was a period of time like before like Avengers Infinity War that 2 was coming out each year. It felt like they would last longer and hold up a lot longer than the new ones do. And I don't know if you've seen, but like especially with the new Thor that just came out, like they make VFX like updates for the streaming services like later. And I don't think you should be fixing your movie.
Yeah, that should be illegal. We can't edit tweets until like
after the movie comes out. Like when George Lucas did that for Star Wars like years ago, everyone hated it. There was not one person that that loved his like new edits on his original movies. That's just not something you should do.
I think it's just kind of cheating. Like once you put something out, like even with my YouTube video, like I've thought about like going in and fixing something, but I'm like, nope, this is it. Like this just shows where you were at this point in time and what you did. There's no more to be edited.
And you should always like trying to get better than that. Always trying to go further than that. And Marvel seems like they're doing that half and half. Like sometimes they're getting better and sometimes they are just really not trying.
Yeah, and when you go back in and like fix things, you're not focusing on the future, and that's only gonna create more things you notice, and you're gonna have to fix. You just have to let it go. Because I saw with like the new Stranger Things season, they were going back on like the past episodes to fix things to kind of work to try to make more clear, which I think is like, I don't know. I think maybe like adding the sound effect would be funny, like a cool thing. But they were like editing lines. I'm like. Now that this is just gonna create this whole scenario, this whole Mandela effect situation.
Yeah, it just ruins the timeless like nature of things. And I feel like you could watch a lot of the early MCU movies, and they feel like they were made today. Like especially with like the first Iron Man or like the first Avengers, stuff like that. Like some of them can be super boring. Like the first Thor is super boring, but it still feels like a movie that can hold up no matter how boring it is. It doesn't feel like, oh, they needed a lot more time to work on this. Yeah, but all these new ones, they just need updates and patch notes, which is just so dumb.
Yeah. When my dad was we saw like a trailer to the new Thor, and my dad was like, "What is going on? Like this is so goofy. Like what happened?" Like I just feel like, judging from the trailer, and like, is the kid that's floating from that movie that I see on Twitter?
Yeah, it's so bad. And then they tried to update that in the streaming service, and it's still really bad. It's still
I don't know why they've taken this such like goofy, like. Take on Marvel movies. I think the Spider-Man movies are still good though.
Yeah, they do definitely like hold a lot to be valued with watching them outside of the theater with all the hype, because it's so obvious that they're banking on the hype more than they are like letting the movies stay good. Like, for forever and ever, just like letting it only be good in the theater with how they pause for laughs and claps and all that stuff. It's super awkward, but at least they like are having fun making them. They're enjoying what they're making.
Yeah, I feel like with the hype for like there was like this like, you know, but like everybody was wearing suits to the Minions movie. I feel like that warped everybody's opinion on that movie, where I started seeing like really good reviews.
Insanely warped all of it.
Where like it started like going off the joke, where people were like, this is actually so good for Illumination. They've really, and then meanwhile Illumination has like an interview with one of their animators, and they're like, yeah, we've been focusing on making the easiest movie with the lowest budget. And like they're even admitting it, but you got people saying Rise of Gru is literally the best. Like
it's not. Just because a lot of people are like having fun with it doesn't make it good. And in a couple of years, everyone's gonna like just be like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. It was fun, but that was fun.
It was funny with Morbius a little, but like now we're gonna start getting brands trying to be even more sillier and trying to relate with us, and it's just not a good time. I feel like it's kind of helped movie theaters come back in a way. After the pandemic and everything, it's helped them feel like they're alive again and people can go and enjoy them. But yeah, that's the one thing that it's helped.
It's led to a lot of consequences.
Yeah, the movie theaters is really weird now. I feel like something like, I don't know if I think it's just because of streaming services mostly.
We're in an awkward limbo where some movies will do like crazy good, like almost too good, and then others will just like
yeah, or like they'll put, you know, Turning Red and Luca on Disney Plus and then Lightyear to theaters.
Yeah, when it should have been the opposite.
Yeah, because I guess they just expect Lightyears to do the best out of those three, so they're like, okay, we should put it here. Because I was thinking maybe it was the pandemic, but then they put Godzilla versus Kong in theaters right before Luca. So I was like, and that one made like 500 million. So I don't know if it was the pandemic reasoning.
It's just there's so many awkward choices now that I don't know. It's gonna be insane to see where the entire industry goes in the next year or two.
And I think they really took advantage of the turning Red and Luca to be Disney Plus originals. I think that was another reason, because we can put Disney Plus original now.
Disney Plus originals are just like, there's so many movies that have dropped on Disney Plus as originals that I have never heard about. There's so many random things that just are put on it that no one talks about. I don't see a review for them anywhere. I don't see anyone talking about them anywhere. And there's just so much now. And it's so opposite to the early days of Netflix, where every new original was talked about on Netflix. Every single one. Until it became a point where on Netflix there was just too much that you can't talk about everything. And we're at that point where there's just too much on Netflix to like really talk about everything. So like everyone's talking about different things all the time. And Disney Plus is still in that like infancy stage where like every original like you could talk about, like, or you think you could talk about, but they're just putting too much on it without like putting the care into it and everything.
Disney Plus was really good when it first came out. Like I remember that like they had the Jeff Goldblum series, and there was actually some really cool stuff, and I was like excited. They had like animal documentaries.
I tried for like a good year to watch everything new that they put out, just to see where it was going.
But now we got Limitless with Chris Hemsworth, the Santa Clauses. What is with so many like Santa movies every year? Best in Snow.
Oh my god. There was this squirrel Marvel movie that came out, Flora and Ulysses.
Oh no.
And no one talked about it.
Yeah, what was that?
No one talked about it.
What was that called?
Flora and Ulysses, I think. Something like that.
I was so confused with those trailers. I was like, is this a Marvel? What is going on here?
It's so hard to like keep up with just what Disney Plus is doing now.
Let's see. Do you watch like a lot of YouTube, like outside of making videos?
Honestly, I've been watching more Twitch than YouTube.
Okay, because I stopped watching YouTube for a while when I started making videos, and I kind of got back into it, and like that inspired me. 2 years ago, I really was like, YouTube's dead. I had this mindset, YouTube's dead, I'm done watching this. I don't know, there wasn't much good videos.
I kind of like avoid YouTube, or have avoided YouTube a lot in the past, because like every time I look at YouTube, I'd just be reminded of how I'm not doing enough on my own channel. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to a separate website entirely. So that's why I like watch Twitch and so many streamers and not have to be reminded of any of that.
I feel like that's a big thing with like, once I got into commentary YouTuber, like doing commentary, like I see so many people like have so many like well thought out ideas, and they're like getting deep on things. Yeah,
I'd be so jealous. I'm like, why didn't I think of that, or why didn't I do that first? I should have done that. I always get jealous of like what's doing well and not doing it.
Yeah, or like with this the guy that does like, he did the long fast pass video. Disney.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Defunctland, right?
Defunctland. Or like I started watching YouTubers like those, and I was like, how do these people have so much to talk about without
I can never be this good.
Because when I like talk about info, it really sounds like I just do my research on Google, and like it sounds like I'm reading off of Google. I'm like, I'm done with this.
Whenever I've watched like even like my friend YouTubers like Shafrillis Productions, you know him?
Yeah.
Like I watch his videos, and I'm like, he's doing it so well, and he's doing so much better than me. And I'm like always like, damn.
Yeah, to me, why does it always feel like Shafrillis has something?
He's always on top of it. And even like with Ellis Mark now, I'm like, he's putting out 8-hour videos like once a month, and I am just where?
He's been on like a every week row right now.
Like, how are you finding the time? How are you doing this? When are you doing this? And I watch them, and there's still quality in them.
Yeah.
There's still like, you really put time into this. And I'm like, how the heck are you doing it? How are you doing it?
That's what confuses me more, because like when I see somebody upload like really that good with like Shifrillis, I'm like, oh, this must be like really rushed, and then I watch it and it makes me feel worse because it's like, wow, no, this is good.
There's just so many, like, I look at everyone and I'm like, do you just have a lot more time than me, or am I just that lazy?
Yeah.
It just feels like everyone has so much more time to work on things than I do, even though I have all the time in the world, honestly.
But I really think it's just like a point of view type thing. I'm guessing 1,000,000% Ellis Mark feels the exact same way. Shifrillis probably feels the exact same way.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just our view of things. Or like I talked to this YouTuber, Infamous Swoosh. Have you heard?
Mm-hmm. I think I've heard of him.
Have you watched Storytime Animators?
I've watched a couple of them.
Yeah, that's what like really got me into YouTube. And then I was like, wait, I don't have any stories to tell. I'm done with this. And like people don't people don't say anything about the animation itself, so I'm like, I'm not gonna do this.
They always just talk about the story, no matter how much like effort you're putting into the animation.
And I was like looking at comment sections, and I saw somebody, I love your art style, to somebody, and like that person's art style was really good. I'm like, why doesn't nobody comment? Why does people watch my videos but not comment anything about the animation? I think I need to stop this. I suck.
No, genuinely, I think you should keep it up, because I've watched your videos and they are like really good with that. I like how you do your animation style a lot.
Yeah, I want to add more like movement because I stopped doing that to just make more movie reviews. Because when you want to do a movie review while it's still relevant, you really can't work on it too hard.
Yeah, because animation takes way too much time.
Which is why I have been a little okay with movies coming out, the animated movies coming out on Disney Plus, because I get the footage immediately, or I have like clips immediately.
That has been the best part about it. Like besides everything else, when a movie releases on streaming, boom, you can immediately just start working and have footage to talk about.
And you can talk more specific.
I love that a lot. I
couldn't think about anything with Bad Guys because I was like, I'm not even going to be able to find half these clips, and they're going to be posted by somebody recording in the movie theater, and I'm not.
Yeah.
That looks terrible. So I was like, really have to talk mundane. That's why I wished I didn't talk about Bad Guys until I waited until it came out on Disney Plus and I could have analyzed it a little more.
Yeah.
Same with like a lot of movies. But like that's the other thing is like sometimes it's fine to talk about a little simple way and then maybe come back to it in the future. That's probably what I'll plan with Strange World, just doing my thoughts and maybe just talking about other things that kind of go with it.
Yeah, I'm planning on making a little Strange World review, and it's gonna be hard not to have the footage immediately, but
yeah,
you gotta do your best, you know.
Well, what was the question I was responding to about YouTube? So they said, what was the first YouTuber you ever remember watching from Onion?
My first like ever on YouTube itself.
Yeah.
It was it was Gassy Mexican and C Nanners and a lot of these super OG YouTubers that did Gary's Mod videos. It was like 2012, I think, is when I like really started watching YouTube, and it was like just a bunch of people playing Gary's Mod, Prop Hunt, and I would watch every single video like that. And then I found Vanos. Do you know Vanos?
Vanos Gaming?
Vanos Gaming, yeah. I used to be obsessed with him. He used to be like everything I watched.
They did like GTA videos. I watched some of that. I remember watching Super Mario Logan. It's a very embarrassing thing to admit.
Those are the channels that I just really loved watching, like when I first got into YouTube. But then when I got like a lot more into movies, I watched like the original, like the OG movie reviewers, like Your Movie Sucks and Ralph the Movie Maker and I Hate Everything. Like those are like the guys you had to go to if you wanted
I remember
opinions on animation and stuff like that.
I Hate Everything Minions video about from like that was like so good. And then there's this one guy did a Wimpy Kid video that I thought was like really good. I forgot their name, but I've watched their videos before. Let me find this person because I think Solar Sands.
Let me look at this. Solar Sands.
He did the impact of Wimpy Kid, and why do corporate art styles feel fake?
Ooh, that is a great thumbnail. I gotta watch this.
You've never watched him?
I've never watched them. I've actually completely never seen the channel.
But I forgot what I was gonna say about Infamous Swoosh. But anyways, let me just oh yeah, I told him I really liked his animation one video. He's like, oh, that video sucks, and I'm like, you know, I noticed that too. After 2 months of after 2 months of posting the video, I hate it. It's like this YouTube thing. I feel like every YouTuber experiences that.
Oh yeah. I feel that about a lot of my videos all the time, even though I'm not like an animator, but just like the way I've edited them or the way I've spoken in them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my voice sounds fucking awful there. My
but
voice
then,
sounds
like,
terrible.
People like say that's my favorite video of yours, so I'm like, okay, well maybe I should
yeah
think about this a little more.
With my Ed and Eddie video that blew up and got me to like really pursue YouTube, I ruined the audio in that. Like I added like a bass filter on it, and it like made it like impossible to listen to on anything that wasn't an iPhone. Like any speaker that had bass, it was so hard to listen to because like it overpowered my audio immensely. But then people still were like, this is the best video ever, and I'm like, how are you even like listening to it?
Yeah, whenever somebody says I found your channel 2 years ago, I'm like, what?
No
Don't ever say that to me again, or I'll be
no!
like, what was the first video you watched? And they're like, they like name my worst video I've made.
I've always had this like idea of, what if I remade every video I ever did, but like what's the point of that?
Yeah, it's like I said, you gotta move on to the next thing, and like even you could like still like talk about the same thing maybe later on, and like repicking it up, that could definitely work.
You have to move forward in some way and get better.
I had a really good point. I just completely forgot my really good point. What the heck was what? Huh? Okay, well, I saw this question. LG the animator says, how do you grow your channel? I think we kind of gave some advice, but
you gotta throw everything at the wall and find like what sticks. Like, if you're gonna pursue like reviews or anything like that, think about the style of them, and if one style doesn't stick, try a different way.
Yeah,
try any way you can.
And I think people should take advantage of, if they're just starting out. I wish I'd like knew that when I was just starting out, because when you just start out, you can literally make whatever you want with no like. Of course, you know, you should be appropriate and a good person, but nobody's there to judge you, so you can literally make whatever you just say whatever you want and make whatever you want. And just be, and you don't have to like. I feel like people have to tie themselves to something. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you can like, you know, do movie reviews and do that, but if you do want to switch, like, that's totally okay.
Just find something that sticks for you and for other people.
And people also think they have to be like really important to make a channel, or like have a really good voice to make a channel, which
you just have to say what you want to say.
If anything, if you don't have a great voice, you're a little more unique than people that do have a good voice, so you already have advantage.
Yeah, you don't need the best equipment, you don't need the best mic, you don't need any of that. You just have to really like care about what you're saying or what you're doing. That's it.
I miss like when like I feel like with earlier YouTube, which I'm not that old, so I don't even think I experienced all of it, but I felt like there was a very much like less, I don't know, simple vibe to it than now. Which like now we get like a mix of both, where it's like super bad content where they're like shorts about like, did you know SpongeBob's actor is this, and then that's all they say, or like, did you know that this is the blooper in this, and it's like no blooper. It's like, but then we also get like really good 1 hour videos, so I think now we're in like a mix of both. But I do miss the YouTube time where people just put up like the early YouTube where they just put up like real like stop. I remember the first YouTube videos I ever watched was like Lego stop motions.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Or like Flip Note Studio on the DS.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I just watched clips of like Flip Notes, like old Flip Notes, and that's just all I watched.
That was always really fun to watch, like Flip Note kind of things. I used to be obsessed with those.
Yeah, the DS is so fun. I miss the Wii U too, and the Wii. I feel like, except when I got my Wii U, it was like a month later, and it stopped working. The screen just kept flashing black, so I only got to experience it for 1 month. Okay, I'm gonna find one more question, and then we'll probably wrap it up. It's been almost an hour and 30 minutes, so. But it's been really great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me find a really good one. Thank you guys for all your questions. We're gonna find the best question I've ever seen. Are you gonna quit? No, we're gonna skip over that. Why would you quit? Somebody wants me to quit really badly.
Oh my god.
Somebody said opinion on food. Okay, these are terrible.
I love food.
Do you eat mushrooms?
I love mushrooms.
Somebody said hi, 24 frames a Nick.
Hey man.
Okay, how about like what's like a movie you think should be celebrated more or talked about more?
Where the Wild Things Are. This is my favorite movie like of all time.
Where
almost.
the Wild Things Are. Guys, thank you guys for watching this. I need you to watch, when you get off of this, I want you to watch 24 Frames of Nick, and then you're going to watch Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
I don't really have a good like ending for this, but it's been really awesome, and I'm glad you agreed
thanks
to
for having
be on
me,
the
man.
podcast.
It was great to come out, great to talk and do this. I really enjoyed it.